The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene is a guide to understanding how power works in human behavior, society, politics, and relationships. The book studies historical examples from kings, generals, philosophers, and powerful leaders to explain patterns of influence and strategy. It shows that power is not always gained through honesty or fairness but through understanding human psychology, perception, timing, and control. The first law says never outshine the master. When you work under someone more powerful than you, never make them feel insecure about their position. If your boss or superior feels that you are smarter, more talented, or more admired than them, they may see you as a threat and try to eliminate you. Instead, make them feel important and respected so they remain comfortable and even reward you for your loyalty. The second law explains that you should never put too much trust in friends and should learn to use enemies. Friends often betray out of jealousy, familiarity, or hidden competition, while a former enemy will often try harder to prove loyalty once they join your side. The third law says conceal your intentions. When people know your goals, they can block or sabotage you. By keeping your plans hidden and acting unpredictably, you maintain strategic advantage. The fourth law advises always saying less than necessary. When you talk too much, you reveal information, weaknesses, and emotions. Powerful people often speak little and listen more, creating mystery and authority. The fifth law explains that reputation is the cornerstone of power. Once your reputation is damaged, people lose respect and trust in you. Protecting your reputation must always be a priority because it influences how others treat you. The sixth law states that attention is power. Being ignored means you have no influence, so you must learn to attract attention and remain visible. Even negative attention can sometimes be better than being forgotten. The seventh law teaches that you should get others to do the work while you take the credit. Throughout history, many powerful leaders advanced by using the intelligence, labor, and creativity of others while presenting the final result as their own achievement. The eighth law says make other people come to you. When you force others to approach you, you control the situation and set the terms of interaction. The ninth law explains that you should win through actions, not arguments. Arguments create resentment and rarely change people's minds, while clear results and demonstrations prove your point without unnecessary conflict. The 10th law warns you to avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Negative emotions and constant misfortune can spread through association and damage your own progress and mindset. The 11th law explains that the best way to maintain power is to make people dependent on you. If people rely on your knowledge, skills, or resources, they will hesitate to challenge you because losing you would harm them. The 12th law suggests using selective honesty and generosity to disarm people. When someone unexpectedly shows honesty or kindness, it lowers suspicion and creates trust, which can later provide strategic advantage. The 13th law explains that when asking for help, you should appeal to people's self-interest rather than their kindness. Most people are motivated by personal gain, benefits, or recognition rather than pure generosity. The 14th law says pose as a friend but work as a spy. Information is one of the strongest forms of power, so observing people, understanding their motivations, and gathering knowledge about them gives you a strategic edge. The 15th law advises crushing your enemy totally. If an enemy is only weakened but not fully defeated, they may recover and seek revenge later. History shows that partial victories often lead to greater conflicts in the future. The 16th law says use absence to increase respect and honor. When you are constantly available, people may take you for granted, but when you limit your presence, your value increases because scarcity creates desire and appreciation. The 17th law explains that unpredictability creates fear and respect. When people cannot predict your actions, they struggle to control or manipulate you. Predictable behavior makes you easy to understand and defeat. The 18th law warns against building fortresses and isolating yourself. Isolation removes access to information, allies, and protection, making you vulnerable to enemies. Power requires staying connected with the world around you. The 19th law says know who you are dealing with and never offend the wrong person. Different individuals respond differently to humiliation or challenge, and offending the wrong person can create a dangerous enemy. The 20th law explains that you should not commit completely to any side. Maintaining independence allows you to remain flexible and prevents others from controlling your decisions. The 21st law suggests playing a sucker to catch a sucker. By appearing less intelligent or less capable than someone else, you encourage them to underestimate you, which gives you an advantage. The 22nd law explains the surrender tactic. When you are weaker than your opponent, temporary surrender may give you time to recover strength and eventually turn the situation in your favor. The 23rd law advises concentrating your forces. Power and success often come from focusing energy on a single strong direction rather than spreading yourself across many weak efforts. The 24th law teaches playing the perfect courtier. A courtier survives among powerful people by mastering diplomacy, politeness, subtle flattery, and strategic behavior. The 25th law says recreate yourself. Instead of accepting the identity given by society, powerful individuals shape their own image and reinvent themselves when necessary. The 26th law advises keeping your hands clean. When unpleasant tasks or controversial actions are required, powerful people often use others to perform them so their own reputation remains intact. The 27th law explains that people have a deep need to believe in something. Leaders who create belief, hope, or a sense of purpose can attract loyal followers who willingly support them. The 28th law emphasizes boldness in action. Bold moves create confidence, inspire followers, and intimidate opponents, while hesitation invites doubt and resistance. The 29th law says always plan all the way to the end. Successful strategists think ahead and anticipate obstacles before they appear. The 30th law advises making your accomplishments seem effortless. When success appears natural and easy, people admire it more and do not see the struggles behind it. The 31st law explains that controlling choices is a form of power. When you give someone limited options that all benefit you, they feel free while still acting according to your design. The 32nd law suggests playing to people's fantasies. Many people prefer dreams and hopeful illusions rather than harsh truths, so appealing to their imagination can make them more receptive to your influence. The 33rd law says discover each person's weakness or emotional pressure point. Understanding what motivates or controls someone allows you to influence them more effectively. The 34th law advises acting like royalty in your own fashion. Confidence, dignity, and self-respect shape how others treat you. When you carry yourself with authority, people often respond accordingly. The 35th law emphasizes mastering the art of timing. Acting too early or too late can ruin opportunities, while the right timing can multiply the impact of your actions. The 36th law says disdain what you cannot have. When something is beyond reach, ignoring it can reduce its importance and prevent it from controlling your thoughts or actions. The 37th law encourages creating compelling spectacles. Visual displays, dramatic events, and powerful symbols often influence people more strongly than logical arguments. The 38th law explains that you should think as you like but behave like others. Showing ideas that are too different from the group may create hostility, so blending in while maintaining your own thoughts can protect you. The 39th law suggests stirring up waters to catch fish. When opponents become emotional, angry, or frustrated, they lose control and make mistakes that you can exploit. The 40th law warns against the free lunch. Things that appear free often come with hidden obligations or costs that may reduce your independence. The 41st law advises avoiding stepping into a great person's shoes. Following a famous predecessor can trap you in comparison, so it is often better to create your own path and identity. The 42nd law says strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Targeting leaders often weakens an entire group because followers depend on leadership for direction. The 43rd law explains that working on people's hearts and minds builds stronger loyalty than force or fear. When people feel emotionally connected to you, they support you willingly. The 44th law introduces the mirror effect, where copying someone's behavior reflects their actions back at them, confusing or disarming them. The 45th law says preach the need for change but never reform too much at once. People resist sudden drastic change, so gradual transformation is more successful. The 46th law warns against appearing too perfect. Excessive success can create envy and hidden enemies, so showing occasional flaws can make you more relatable and less threatening. The 47th law advises knowing when to stop. Overreaching after success can lead to mistakes and loss, so wise leaders recognize the moment when enough has been achieved. The 48th and final law says assume formlessness. True power comes from adaptability and flexibility. When you remain fluid like water, you cannot easily be predicted, trapped, or controlled by others, allowing you to survive and succeed in constantly changing environments.